Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV's live coverage of the Skip Barber Monday Night Lights, coming to you live from Oran Park tonight. And as always, your commentators tonight are myself, Bernie Weemers, and Alex McKellar. Welcome back, Alex, and another night of Monday Night Lights.
Yeah, g'day Bernie, thanks for that, and welcome everyone at home as well. Great to be back here for another Monday Night Lights full of action-packed racing, no doubt, at an historic Australian circuit now at Oran Park, no longer with us. Of course, I think there's houses where this track used to be now, Bertie, but yeah, look, tight, complicated, technical circuit here. No draft to pass, as I'm fond of saying. It's pressure to pass around here. Maybe you might try your arm or chance your luck through turn 1 and 2, although those are some of the trickiest corners on the service here tonight, Bernie. So looking forward to seeing a great race once again, and it's a really strong field lined up again.
Yeah, it certainly is, and as you were saying, it'll definitely separate the men from the boys here, as Oran Park always does. Track that excites a lot of guys and disappoints even more. But it should be very exciting all the same. We've got 5 minutes of qualifying to go here at the moment, and we'll bring up our standings so you can see where your favourite driver sits. So Enzo Cantor, provisional pole with a 1:14.510. Josh Anderson already in second provisionally with the 1:14.512. Timo Vascalampi sitting in third, and then we've got Darryl Ridley fourth at the moment. Tim Gowcracher, he rounds out our top five at the moment.
Yeah, look, 1:14.5 is great on a first lap around here, Bernie, and the top 3 or 4 in the mid 1:14s. The track temp out there is about 45 degrees. They always keep it very hot here on track. Makes the cars really slide around, and takes a lot of skill to get these things around here quickly, Bernie. So anything in that low 14 mark is a fantastic time around here, Bernie.
Yeah, we can see now Josh Anderson coming across the line. He did a 1:14.357, and he jumped straight up to provisional pole, and just edges Enzo Cantor out.
Yeah, Josh seems to do really well at the Australian tracks and comes out to join us here regularly when they're on the cycle. So great to see him out here once again, joining us here, and certainly set a cracking time with a 14.3, which is, as I said, very good around here. Tim Gawcrocher jumping up to P2 provisionally with a 14.4, just edged out by Josh, and I think Enzo. No, he's done as well. So is he? No, he's still out there. I'm wondering if he can, if he's on his second fast lap and can better his 14.5 as it stands, Bernie.
It'll be interesting to see. We've got Luke Whitten on the screen at the moment. He's been pushed down to fifth, and his time was a 1:14.561. So once again, extremely close times. He's on a fast run. I just don't know if he's done his 2 laps here, but we'll see as he comes through what he can do.
Yeah, Enzo Cantor just crossing the line there, Bernie, and it does not look as though he's improved enough. He's got up a little bit, but not enough to improve his time. And Luke Whitten, no, he's stayed in 5th position, Bernie, so he hasn't improved again. One to watch out for tonight, P6, AJ Bear, great in the open wheelers. Seen him in the WANC series during the Pro Mazda, on a Wednesday night, and I know he loves this track. A couple of seasons back when it first hopped on the rotation, he was out here and just dominating for the week. So keep an eye on AJ. I expect him to do really well, and also on Darryl Ridley down there in P7. Great local talent, Bernie. Great pace to burn. I hope for his sake he has better luck than he has in the last few weeks.
Yeah, well, definitely hope so. I was sort of listening to what you were saying. I was sort of messing about with the cameras as well. And, of course, tonight, folks, we're debuting all the hard work Alex did with the ATVO theme. So that's what you can see up there at the moment. Big thanks to you, mate, for getting this up and running. It could be a little wobbly while we get used to the different buttons and that, though.
Yeah, my pleasure, mate. It's a great tool, and hopefully it'll serve us well for the years to come or the seasons to come, because great little tool developed by the iRacing community to really enhance our racing experiences overall, and looking forward to seeing where we can go with it.
Yeah, definitely. it's the next thing, isn't it? And it's definitely well supported. And I think once we get up to speed with it, it'll be quite good. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it looks like the qualifying's finished. Bernie, what does that grid look like?
Oh, looks good, mate. Oh, you want me to go through it? Okay, well, okay. Tell me if this is correct. Josh Anderson, is he on pole position?
Certainly is.
Okay, so we've got Josh Anderson on pole, Tim Gaukrich starting in second, Enzo Cantor third, Timo Vascalampi, he's going to start out of fourth tonight. We've got Luke Whitten in fifth. In sixth tonight will be AJ Bear. How do I make this thing work?
Little next button next to the grid button.
Oh my goodness, there we go. Out of seventh tonight will be Darryl Ridley, 8 Xavier Solar. Starting out of ninth tonight is Kevin Henderson, and then we've got Matt Hops out of 10. Out of 11th is Alan Holgerson and Russell Clark, he's going to start out of 12th. Out of 13th tonight, Bart Martinovich, and then he's joined by Samuel Collins in 14th. 15th, Philip Stoneman. Then we've got Neil Bontem's out of 16th. Rounding out your field of 17 is Carlos Sorrentes.
Yeah, keep an eye out on Bart Martinovich, Bernie, current Monday Night Lights Championship leader. He's got a good break on the field. He'll be interested in improving from 13th if he wants to secure any points, because we score the Monday Night Lights, the top 12 position holders in the top 4 splits, Bernie. So Bart with plenty to play out in front, but not in the points at this stage.
Can see now the lights are coming on, revs are rising. We're going to be go here very shortly at Oran Park, 20 laps around here, and we're away, and looks like Josh Anderson's got a good start. Enzo Cantor also has a good start at the moment as well.
Yeah, dives to the inside, did Enzo, looking to protect his line on the inside here. Tough opening section, all the action here can happen here. Oh, we just see Timo get the rear a bit loose. The guys checking up in here, doing really well, a couple of drivers there. Everyone seemed to make it through on the first lap so far, Bernie. A great effort by the field.
Yeah, so we've got number 8, Tim Gaukrich is currently leading Josh Anderson. Enzo Cantor, as we said, dropped into third. Fourth, Luke Whitten on the march up, and then looking back in fifth, we've got Timo Vascalampi. He's being pressured a bit by AJ Bear, and keep an eye on Xavier Solar. He's already trying to make a move.
Yeah, Russell Clark and Samuel Collins having an unfortunate coming together through turn 3, Bernie. Massive netcode. He could drive almost half a car through the gap in their cars there, Bernie, and unfortunately that's caused a big accident between Russell and Samuel, and also Philip Stoneman getting caught up in the aftermath. Very unfortunate incident on lap 1, unavoidable, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I've got to still work out how to do these replays. I've got no
Trust me, it happened.
Okay, it happened, folks. Just trust him. I've heard worse. I've got to practice with this thing. But at the moment, as I go across lap 1 now, we can see Tim Gaukrich. Oh, there's been contact. Enzo Cantor has spun Gaukrich.
Yeah, that's quite a messy one. Tim looked to take the inside line to defend from Josh. Got himself all mixed up and ran wide, but in the meantime Enzo's come in behind and unfortunately not managed to brake in time and has collected the rear of Josh, not adjusting for the change in pace of the front 2 cars, and that's set Josh off. Enzo's just managed to gather it up, but it's left Luke Whitten in first position, Bernie.
Yeah, and I just had a look at that, and I thought it was Gaukrich. He went off, but it looked like we also lost Josh Anderson in that. We did lose Josh Anderson in that. That's who got spun.
Yeah, that's right. Enzo got into the rear of Josh. Josh was checked up a bit in his run, and the lessened speed caught Enzo out, and Enzo's into the rear of him. But Enzo just managed to wind it up on the way into turn 2 there, and is now riding on the back of Luke Whitten as they have a small break over AJ Bear in P3, Bernie.
Yeah, so Luke Whitten's the beneficiary once again of an incident here in the Barbers, riding now with Enzo Cantor from Italy as come through turn 1 into turn 2, deep under brakes. I tell you what, he loves going deep under brakes, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's working the little brother hard tonight, Bernie. The one to watch again, AJ Bear. He's inside that 1 second gap, in fact down to half a second now as they go through turn 3 on lap 3. Like I said, he loves this track, he loves this place in that nicely liveried black and white car, similar to what he runs in the Pro Mazdas, of course, and loves this track. I'll be interested to see how he fares with his front two, Bernie.
Yeah, well, he's hanging on to the back of him at the moment, isn't he? You can just see there he's catching, actually, through this part. It's really tricky, this back part of the circuit, isn't it? If you can get it right, you can gain a lot of time.
Yeah, very technical. Elevation changes. They weight and unweight the suspension in ways that you've really got to use to your advantage. You've got to learn how to rotate the car with the undulations at the track, Bernie. Really set yourself up for a continuous flow of ebb and flow of corners there. The guys who master that, as we saw there with AJ there, can really make an impact on the guys around them.
Oh, it certainly can, and we can see now the gap as they go across the line, folks. 2.66 or 0.2 of a second between Witten to Cantor, and about 0.76 of a second back to AJ Bear from Witten.
Yeah, as they head through turn 3 now, he's decked down to half a second, AJ, so he's just sitting comfortably in the draft and doing really, really well there. The next group, Timmy Vascalampi's in P4, and he's sort of in no man's land in between AJ and then Tim Gorkrocher behind our early front runner. He's now a second behind Timu, and he's got Xavier Sola all on the back of him here. Xavier, very strong Iberian club member here. He's done fantastically well in the Open Wheel Series, and he struggled a little bit here. I had a race with Xavier early in the week, and he wasn't his usual pace. Perhaps this technical Australian track catching him out a little bit. Certainly, he's a very fast driver, and he's going to go head-to-head with Tim Gorkrocher in the remainder of this race, Bernie.
Yeah, certainly is, and we can see now Xavier, he's also defending against Darryl Ridley in number 11. I'm trying to look at why he's in a black. Oh no, that's different. Yeah, Darryl's normally running the black Lotus livery, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He was talking about it during the week. He has switched over to that nice black livery. He used to run a yellow car, of course, but switched over to the nice Lotus livery these days. Darryl, he's really held station. He started P7, still in P7. Got the pace to run with these guys, but it's really tough to make a pass stick around here. And the calibre of these drivers, I don't know if we mentioned before, but the strength of field here, once again, strong, second strongest for the week at 37.59. So the average strength or skill rating of the drivers matched out to be the second strongest for the week, which makes this a tough field to work your way through. Even if you've got pace, Bernie, very technical and very tough to pass.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we can see that once again tonight, can't we? And we can see Henderson back there, and once again he's running an interesting livery, but that makes me think Trading Paints isn't working.
No, he does. He likes to mix it up each season with a new and interesting paint scheme, and he's certainly outdone himself this season, Bernie. He's up one spot in P8. He's about 4 seconds off the lead, but only just over half a second off Darryl Ridley in P7, Bernie. And he's making his way through turn 2 now. Darryl looking up the inside, or at least showing the nose up the inside behind Xavier Sola. Starting to become quite a long train here, Bernie, as the front three actually coming back to the field. Tim Gorkrocher now bringing that train of cars along with him, and now within that magic second, sitting in behind AJ Bear is actually, I beg your pardon, it was Timmy Vascalampi. He's caught back onto that front train to make it a pack of 4, and Tim Gorkrocher working very hard to join them.
Yeah, and if anything, I'm just having a look here because Enzo's backing into AJ Bear, not literally, but you can just see he's sort of struggling a little bit out there at the moment, and allowing the other guys to catch up. We've got Timmy Vascalampi now also getting onto the back of this almost gravy train, you could call it, and then Tim Gorkrocher. He's almost breached that gap, but I tell you what, if he does, and as you said, brings the other two along with him, we're going to have a train of about 7 very shortly.
Yeah, all the way back to Darryl Ridley, Bernie, who's on the back of that train. They're still relatively spread out and not really competing for positions at this stage, but that's really just the result of the front three working to get away, and Timu Vascalampi and Tim Gorkrocher working very hard not to let them now. Timu's dead set on the back of this front 4 now, made it made it a front four, I should say, and Tim Gorkrocher is getting ever closer. He's inside that drafting mark of 1 second, in fact, and he's closing even more, Bernie. So the early pace that Tim Gorkrocher showed, despite that error, coming to the fore now as he tries to get back and compete with his front four.
Yeah, well, we just saw there Witten getting it a little bit loose, and so did Cantor there, just pushing it a bit hard, these two. Once again, using all the track there. We can see Cantor, he was having a look on the inside, up near the bridge there, and this is what's bringing these four back into it, because while the front two are battling, the other two, well, they're all over him now, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They are all nose to tail in the draft here. The guys in AJ and Timu in P3 and 4 not really going to have a chance to look. Despite turn 1 and 2 being the best passing opportunities on the track, they're also the most risky ones to have a crack at too, Bernie. The car just wants to shoot out to the right. You've got to line your car up early. Make sure that, counterintuitive to the way the track's running, that you have the car perfectly straight, all four wheels pointing in the same direction before you hit the brakes, or it can turn into an ugly mess, Bernie. But these guys know how to get these cars around here, and they're doing a great job, even though Tim, having made that error early, is still making that recovery drive. I'm sure once he gets on the tail here, the actual renewing force.
Yeah, and once again, Cantor got the four-wheel drift just before the bridge, and he lost a lot of time. That's released Witten. He's bolting while he can, and AJ Bear now is all over the back of Cantor, and looking like he wants to make a move. The question is, though, Alex, where can he? I guess he can, if he's got the guts, tuck in here and try and get him into turn 2, but you'd have to be very good on the brakes.
Yeah, well, Enzo's really good on the brakes. It looks to me like he's braking a bit later into the final corner at turn 12, Bernie, but and I thought it was going to compromise his run out of it, but AJ really not able to make an impression in the draft there. Does close up under brakes. Enzo running a bit wide through turn 2. He's going to take a defensive line here, no doubt. Force AJ to go the long way around. Oh, Enzo comes across now, making almost a double move, shall we call, almost the Verstappen in the braking zone there, Bernie. But it certainly made it very clear to AJ that he wasn't going to allow him to have a look there. He's stepping his rear end out again there, Bernie. He looks to be struggling a bit with these slippery conditions out here, Bernie, and the rear of the car certainly telling the story is now he's just and only just in the 1 second range of draft here for Luke. Luke with every opportunity now to skip away, Bernie.
Well, exactly right, and AJ Bear knows full well that's exactly what's happening. He's trying to get past Cantor at the moment, but it's very Formula 1-esque out there as far as defence goes. But we'll see what he can do this time around.
Yeah, it's the key run here, and AJ looks to have got a good one, Bernie. They all run right out to the extent of the track without hitting the wall. AJ's got a great run here, Bernie. This is the passing opportunity he's been waiting for. Enzo holds his line on the outside, not brave enough to go on the inside there. It's a challenging line. AJ makes it work. Perhaps Enzo thinking that he may not be able to, but AJ's done a great move there, Bernie. He's got up the inside. Oh, he's got on the gas a bit early. You don't see the rear of these cars step out under power very often, but AJ's done his best to do it, Bernie.
Yeah, and he kept straight on the inside, didn't he? And went very defensive, which is his prerogative there. But now he's got Enzo Cantor. Let's see if Enzo's car steps out once again. Doesn't look like it did that time. But now we'll see if this train can try to reel Luke Witten in. That gap, folks, 1.4 seconds from Witten back to Bear, as Bear takes all four wheels on the grass. I've no idea how they do that and get away with it, Alex.
Yeah, they do pick up an instant point. As he runs wide again, I reckon in that little sequence he would have picked up at least 2 or 3 incident points, Bernie. 16, and you're out of the race. So they all concertina up now through the final corner at turn 12. Team of Ascalante looking to have the best run here. If not for the draft, you see him have a crack at Enzo in the first corner as well. Looks like he might still, even at this stage, Bernie, he's closing up right on the back. Yeah, pulls out to the inside. Enzo taking a slightly narrow line. They're forcing Timu to go offline. They go 2x2 through there. And once again, Enzo's been passed through turn 1. It's the best opportunity on the track if he can make it stick. And Timo did a great job there, Ben.
Yeah, he certainly did. The only thing I can guess is, who's that coming on the inside of Enzo? The number 8, that's Gorkricher, having a stab there, and he pulls back in, gutsy move there. But as I was saying, the only thing I can think about that's causing Enzo trouble at the moment is that front wing moustache that he's running. It's looking very good, but I don't think it's working as well as it could be.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That nudge that, unfortunately, the coming together, he gave Josh Anderson, who's retired from this race, a nudge through turn 1 early on in the race, and that has caused that damage. And you're right, that could be holding him back a bit. Tim Gorkricher fighting his way back. He'll be looking to make it 3 from 3 as Enzo misses the apex on that final corner. Tim Gorkricher now looking to make it 3 from 3. 3 in 3 laps, looking to go past Enzo at turn 1. Be interesting to see if he takes a defensive line. He's learnt. He's taking a defensive line, forcing Tim to go around the outside. It's very doable here, Bernie. If you go around the outside, you can actually get the run. No, he backs out and looks to take the inside, the crisscross back, and Enzo drives a safe line there and manages to hold on for another lap, Bernie.
Yeah, and I was wondering how long it would take before Enzo woke up to that move, which he has now. But looking at your top 10 as it stands at the moment, folks, so Luke Whitten is leading AJ Bear by 1.5 seconds. 4 tenths down is Timo Vascalampi. Then we've got Enzo Cantor. He's now 9 tenths behind Vascalampi. Tim Gorkricher sitting in 5th position. Then we've got Xavier Solar in 6th. Darrell Ridley 7th, 8th Kevin Henderson, 9th Alan Holgerson, and rounding out your top 10 is Matt Hobbs.
Yeah, great drive from Matt Hobbs there, Bernie. Alan Holgerson, I think I had the pleasure of racing with on a Saturday night at a special event at Bathurst too. He's very fast, Bernie, and despite holding car number 16 here, 16th seated driver, is making a good fist of it in P9 at this stage, Bernie. But the action's still on up in front. This train now extends all the way back to to P7, Darrell Ridley on the back of this train, although Enzo now, he's dropped back. He's all but lost the draft with the front 3, and Tim Gorkricher now looking really with just the balance of 8 laps remaining now, as they're on lap 13 of 20. He'll be looking to get past and see if he can't get back and mix it up with the guys at the front, Bernie.
Oh, exactly right. And at the moment, Enzo, as you said, really struggling here. He's a cork, and these guys are trying to get through. You can just see how loose his car is as we're riding in the cockpit with Tim Gorkricher here. And look up ahead though, we've got Timo Vascalampi. He was making a move on AJ Bear there. That's brought these 4 back into it.
Oh, that was a pretty bold but a pretty successful move there, Bernie. You don't often see people overtake on the way over the bridge there. Of course, this track one of only 3 that is a figure of 8, where they have a bridge that loops the track back over itself. AJ getting a slightly poor run out of turn 4 and 5 there, and Timo jumping on the opportunity. It'd be interesting to see as AJ got a bit loose on the exit of turn 12 onto the main straight here, Bernie, potentially costing himself a run into turn 2. Timo looking to move to the left to take the defensive line, forcing AJ out wide. He's looking to reclaim that P2, and he pulls back in, tries the crisscross, goes deep under brakes but not deep enough. Timo cuts it, comes across the front, takes the natural racing line and holds onto that position. All the while, Luke Whitten now out to a 2.8 second lead, 2.9 as he goes through turn 3, Ben.
Yeah, and all the while these guys are backing up, I always say it, the temperature's rising between these 6 and we're getting down to the all stakes part of the game of the race. 7 laps to go here, but I just get this feeling in my bones that something's going to come undone here.
Potentially, Bernie, potentially. You got that line of, what's that, 2, 4, 6 cars there, all stacked up behind Timo and AJ. Meanwhile, Luke running off and making hay while the sun shines, as it were. Who's going to see if Enzo's got his bottle back in check, and they're turning late. He's run wide there again. Oh, and Timo's got into the rear of him there. Very unfortunate there. Enzo got a poor turning into that final corner, and that caught Timo out. Timo on the natural racing line, and then Enzo trying to recover that drive, comes back in, and Timo not able to adjust, and unfortunately are coming together there, affecting out a couple of our front-running drivers, Bernie.
Yeah, well, that was actually Tim Gowcritcher that got in the side of him. We're looking at the super slow-mo now. We were actually riding with Tim when this happened, and we'll just see how this all came and done. It almost looked like there was net code, but no, Tim heavily into the back of Enzo, spinning him around. He actually went through him, which makes me think that was net code, and continued on his merry way.
Yeah, sorry, Timu, I called you out, mate, but it wasn't you at all. It was Tim Gorkosh. You're exactly right, Bernie. Unfortunately, little touch of net code, but then, yeah, as you say, goes right through it. I think there was probably always going to be contact there, unfortunately, just via that poor run that Enzo had through there. It's very hard to make adjustments through there if you have to, Bernie, and unfortunately it caught Tim out on that occasion.
Yeah, we're looking at another super slow-mo here, folks. Have a look at the number 3. I saw him in the background here exiting stage right at all sorts of knots, and we'll see if we can catch this on the super slow-mo, because I was expecting him into the wall, but he somehow gathered it up as we have a look at this super slow-mo here. Can see
I missed who that was, Bernie. Who was that?
Xavier Solar, and we can see him now getting way out wide. How the heck did he keep that on? He actually got 2 wheels into the tyre barrier, which straightened the car up, and he drove off.
Yeah, you're right. He's got on the grass there. He kept clear of the tyres there, Bernie. Magnificent control there, ultimately. I mean, people say it's not good control when you get there in the first place. But, yeah, 2 wheels on the grass on the outside, unsettles the rear of the car, and he's just drifted it through the dirt, kept it off the tyre barrier. Fantastic effort for Xavier to stay in the race as he gets overtaken by Tim Gorkocher and now nestles back into P6, Bernie.
Yeah, I think he's practicing the rallycross, which of course is coming to iRacing, probably, hopefully, maybe in the next release. But you can see once again Xavier Solar now. Oh, we've got an engine blow up. Who was that up ahead that's blowing it? I think it was Ridley. It was. Darryl Ridley's gone.
Oh, Darryl Ridley. I was just about to say his luck's turned. Then that happened. I'll tell you what, if that guy had bad luck, it'd be the only luck he had, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's divining Hendo there, I think.
Oh yeah, that's so unfortunate. He jumped up to P4, and anyway. Meanwhile, up front, Luke's running away with us, 2.6 seconds out in front of the team who I incorrectly called involved in that accident. Who's got a hard charging AJ Bear sitting in behind him in P3, just right, almost nose to tail now as they head over the bridge on lap 17 with a balance of 4 remaining. Tim Gorkocher now 4.5 seconds behind after that incident with Enzo, with Xavier Solo after his own little incident through the back here at turn 9, managing to hang on and really putting pressure on Tim Gorkocher for the remainder of these laps, Bernie.
Yeah, and we can see just behind them the number 7, Kevin Henderson, having a good run here tonight. Now, don't blow your engine coming into this corner. No, he's fine. Imagine that.
It's either going to be there or too, isn't it? So, Darryl showed him what not to do, I suppose, as they head across to start lap 18. He'll be, again, Kevin running a really patient race. His team who takes a defensive line on the inside of turn 1. South takes a nice, slow, steady line through there again, defensive through turn 2, offering Xavier and Kevin nothing there, and doing a good job in these later stages of the race, Bernie.
You got it, it's Tim. We're looking at Tim.
Oh, are we? Oh, I'm getting it wrong again. I'm getting my Tim and my Timu mixed up. Oh, what am I doing?
We've got to get Tim to change his paint job. It's too like Timu, and their name both starts with T, and it's getting a bit complex.
Oh, my apologies to Tim and to Timu. I botched it up big time tonight. Yeah, Tim holding off Xavier, of course, and Kevin, hard charging Kevin, who's up 3 positions now, largely through the incidents of other people, it has to be said. And Alan Holgerson, as we called earlier, back in P7, looking to try and get on the back of this pack for the last couple of laps to see if he can't make an impression, Benny.
Yeah, he's got a fair ways to close, though, as we're looking at the gearbox cam of Kevin Henderson here, and you can see Holgerson does close up. He goes hard into the corner, but he's just got it a bit loose exiting onto the main straight here.
Yes, Tim once again takes the defensive line into turn one, forcing Xavier to the outside. Xavier going a lot harder this time. Drives it round the outside, sticks it, comes in and takes a racing line. I tried to say before you can get it done as the rear of Xavier's car gets quite loose through there, Bernie. He'll take the defensive line into turn three now, forcing Tim to the outside this time. Oh, and he's run deep. Tim and Kevin both looking to go through. Kevin side by side with Xavier. No contact there. Gets it done through turn four, Bernie. That's a fascinating series of corners. I thought Xavier had it done as he comes back at Kevin now up over the bridge, Bernie. What a great race so far.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not over yet because Xavier was looking really strong there. I thought they were going to go too wide over the bridge. He tucks back in. But all the while, this is bringing Alan Holgerson back into this battle. And yeah, all of a sudden now, Kevin Henderson, he's in a big race as Xavier has another look. What's he going to do? I reckon he's going to throw it down the inside here in the final corner. Or, no, he's not. He's going to attack Kevin coming down the straight.
He's going to have a look through to use the draft here, right up in behind him, looking to get the as much as he can from that nose-to-tail action. Kevin moving steadily over to the left, looking to make sure that, oh, I'll tell you what is he looking to make sure? Force Xavier around the outside. Xavier, we know he can get it done here. Oh, and he's just been caught out. Perhaps not on the brakes hard enough and runs wide there, Bernie. Better that than have another incident with Tim Gorkotcher there. It would have been a shame to see both their races come, but he's made such a bold attempt there, just unable to pull it up in the end, Bernie.
Yeah, and one of our viewers, Phil, is exactly right. It looks like Xavier is practicing his dirt racing tonight. I tell you what, he's been in it a lot tonight. I reckon next time we should give him a bucket and spade so he can go and play out there.
Or at least something to stick under his wheels so he's got some traction, eh? Yeah, no, he's done. Like I said, I did a race with him earlier in the week and I felt he was not of his usual pace and standard. He's a very skillful driver, but certainly there he made a great move and perhaps just caught out by the car in front. And did the right thing and turned it outwards instead of into the car in front. So congratulations to Xavier for that, even if it was at his own expense. And I think we've just missed the finish, haven't we, Bernie?
Yeah, I've been showing the drivers as I've gone across the line while you've been talking about stuff.
So sorry, folks. I got caught up in the action and the race has got away from us. Well, it was certainly action-packed, if nothing else, wasn't it, Bernie?
It definitely was. And looking at our retirements tonight, Enzo Cantor and Josh Anderson both retired from tonight's race, both due to those incidents. Darryl Ridley, he did get back to the pits and took a tow, got that car repaired and finished one lap down. And the other guys that had trouble out there was Russell Clark and Phil Stoneman. But we'll go through the final results now, folks, so you can see where your favourite driver finished. No, wrong button. Okay, found. Yeah, good. We got it. Okay. Double RTV, the Pro channel. So anyway, Luke Whitten, he takes the win tonight. And in the end, that gap was 4.5 seconds. So he just romped away with it. Led 19 out of the 20 laps. The only other driver to lead was Tim Gaukriger. He led one lap. Timo Vaskilampi from Finland comes home in second, followed by AJ Bear in third. Finishing fourth tonight, Tim Gaukriger, followed by Kevin Henderson in fifth. Alan Holgerson comes home in sixth. Seventh, Matt Hobbs. Coming home in eighth was Xavier Sola. Bart Martinovic, he finishes in ninth, up 4 positions from where he started. Carlos Sorrentes, he's one of the big movers tonight, if not the biggest mover. He's finished 10th, starting from 17th. Then we have Samuel Collins finishing in 11th. 12th tonight was Neil Bontons. Coming home in 13th was Philip Stoneman, followed by Russell Clark in 14th. 15th, Darryl Ridley. 16th was Enzo Cantor. And Josh Anderson, the big shaker tonight, finishing 17, down 16 positions.
Yeah, unfortunate for Josh. Like I said, he likes running the Aussie tracks and usually puts on a great show. Unfortunate incident as we saw, but good to see Bart Martinovich up into the points there, trying to hold on to that lead he's got in the Monday Night Lights Championship. Great to see Carlos Sorrento's back. I think either he's been having a holiday or the high strength of fields have been keeping him out of the top split. But again, great to see Carlos back. As you say, the biggest mover in the field, up 7 positions. So congratulations to him on his return to Monday Night Lights. Fantastic to see Luke up in the winner's circle after he's had a bit of a bumpy ride this season, it has to be said, and great to see him back up top, and great to see Timu, a visitor from Finland. He's a regular in the Skippy community. Great to see him up in P2, and AJ Bear, my one to watch, rounding out the podium, up 3 spots on the night, Bernie.
Yeah, and it was a once again action-packed race here, wasn't it? We saw Anderson and Cantor coming together once again, and unfortunately the second time put paid to Enzo's run. That first contact when we saw on the main straight, that's what finished Josh's run tonight as well. So action-packed, but Luke Whitten once again, well, not once again, tonight it went his way, didn't it? And he romped away with it.
Yeah, look, that action was great for the spectators at home. Certainly, well, even better for Luke, who managed to skip away as a result, because certainly battling in these sort of conditions can make or break your opportunity to progress through the field. You know, if you can get the move done quickly and cleanly, you don't lose too much time, and you can hang on to the guys out in front. But if it's really a hard slog and the guy wants to defend really hard, it can cost you both ultimately. So a lot of it comes down to race IQ and how you want to stretch your race out and run your race. Certainly Luke, given every opportunity to run away with it, I was pleased to see he kept it on the black stuff and took out a great victory, Bernie.
He certainly did, and well-deserved victory as well, because he's had his fair share of bad luck this season, hasn't he? And tonight, though, when everything aligned, it worked out well for him. But, I'm just having a look here at our comments here. We've got a new slogan, that's right. So
totally professional broadcast team. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking we might call it RRTV Not So Pro. How's that?
As opposed to GoPro with RRTV. Yeah.
So, and Sam Catakazinos, yeah, well, there's no frappes up here. Alex took all those, I'm sorry to say.
Sam. Downed them all in one go.
Yeah, because he knew you might come up, so that's the end of that. But, interesting race tonight, Alex. I'm not sure what else there is to say about it. Action-packed, went Luke's way. Awesome event, but looking forward to the week in RRTV. It's going to be an interesting one, as always. We have the Wednesday night Wankle Australia-New Zealand Championship coming your way this Wednesday night, followed by the Thursday night Thunder on Thursday, and then Friday we'll have the Australian Online Supercar Championship 650k race starting at 7:15pm. So it's going to be a long Friday night of V8 Supercar action, and then of course Sunday night the Super Skips will be back on RRTV, and that should cap off a great week of racing here on RRTV.
Did I hear right? 650 Ks in the V8 supercar? Is that what you got on, Bernie?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Friday
I
night.
tell you what, I hopped in that car for the first time this week. Wow, what a beast that is. I can't imagine keeping that thing under tamed for 650 Ks. Good luck to the guys who can do it.
Oh, yeah. It's a big way to end the week. They'll probably be running till about midnight.
If it was me, to be midnight the following day, I can tell you.
Yeah, so some feedback on the chat channel about the overlays you did, mate, and as always, Sam's got some good feedback for you to look at.
Yeah, well, hopefully, like I said, we can build on it. Looking forward to adding some extra colour and flavour to things using the new tool, and it's opening up a world of options. We just got to learn how to use it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think we did reasonably all right, maybe, but we'll see what the viewers all think. If you liked it, folks, give us a thumbs up. Every thumb up helps. If you didn't like it, just let us know how we can improve, because that's what we're here to try to do. But anyway, Alex, it looks like we've come to the end of our broadcast, and what have you got on for the rest of the week? As in broadcasts, not close.
Well, I'm hoping to stream the WANC race, the Wankel Australian New Zealand Pro Mazda race on Wednesday night. I'm found a nice fun league on a Friday night to do. I might stream that as well, and I'm hoping perhaps to have another run during the week in the Skippies as well. So a lot of racing to be had, and looking forward to every minute of it.
Fantastic. And of course, you know, you can find Alex in his office over at Twitch TV. And what is it, the Top Split or Top Split?
It's Top Split TV, if I'm not mistaken, Bernie, although I never have to find it. I've got it in my favourites, so it's nice and easy. But yeah, check us out on Top Split TV, where all the action will be this week, or on YouTube. I upload some of the races up there as well in a better video quality as well. So check out the Top Split on YouTube as well.
And if you're wondering, folks, why you always hear our voices and you don't see our faces, tune into Alex's stream and you can see why.
Yeah, face for radio, mate. That's what they say.
At any rate, folks, thanks for joining us. As always, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully you'll come back Wednesday night for the Pro Mazda race and check out how Alex does as well. But until then, folks, hope your week goes really well. And until we meet again, good night.